On the political edge tonight, it's being called a game changer for Maine, but it's not without at least some controversy. Today, Governor John Baldacci and members of Maine's Congressional Delegation met with Energy Secretary Steven Chu to talk about wind, specifically plans to create a major wind farm off of the coast of Maine, and to create a national deepwater offshore wind research center at the University of Maine, using $20 million in federal money to get that started. I spoke with Senator Collins a short time ago from Washington, and she says this issue is huge.
Potential to be a real game changer for our state, to put us in the lead on alternative energy, to help wean us from having home heating oil for our homes, which is so expensive and tied to the price of oil, and also to make Maine a leader in the production of green energy jobs.
And we are pleased to have a member of the Congressional Delegation here live to talk about this. I'm joined right now by Congresswoman Chellie Pingree. And Congresswoman, thanks so much for coming in today.
My pleasure, thank you.
Busy day for you. You had this meeting, you've flown up here. Do you share, we heard Senator Collins there calling this a game changer for Maine, potentially. Do you share those sentiments?
Oh, absolutely. This could be great construction jobs and building the wind towers. This could be maintenance jobs, and it could change the whole power structure of our state. It also could make a huge contribution nationally into reducing our power needs in this country with renewable energy. So it's just great. There
have been talk about how wind power could possibly provide 40% of our electricity needs. Obviously, there aren't too many sites that you can exploit on land. You've got to look offshore to be able to reach that kind of potential. Do you think this is part of what we're talking about doing here? And why Maine specifically, as far as the science goes? Is this do we have great wind off the coast of Maine?
Well, I think as anybody who lives in Maine knows, we've got a lot of wind here. And offshore, we have even more, particularly in deep water. So one of the things that we were pitching today to the Secretary of Energy was that Maine is the perfect place because we have the wind, we have a lot of deep water off of our coast, but we also have the University of Maine that's done a lot of research. We have companies that have already built a lot of wind towers in this state, and we would like to be building more. We have the capacity to do more with composites in this state. So we have willing workers, we have the technology, and we have a university that's done a lot of research.
And I want to talk to you more about the university aspect of this, but I want to first throw out the idea that invariably there are concerns that are raised when it comes to any wind project, offshore as well. There's talk about, will this affect the fishing industry? Will this affect shipping lanes? How will it affect the environment? Are you concerned about those potential impacts? Do you believe they can be overcome? Are they being overblown? How do you react to, I guess, those concerns?
Well, certainly with a project of this size, it would take several years and a lot of investigation to get there. On the other hand, the legislature just passed a bill, and I think they passed it unanimously, and the governor signed it, basically hastening the permitting process so that we can move forward with without a lot of foot dragging on a possibility like this. And you know, it's interesting for me. I come from the island of North Haven, where North Haven and Vinyl Haven are about to construct 3 1.5 megawatt wind towers to produce power for the island and to send some power back to the mainland. And what was interesting to me was when we took a vote in the local communities, and it actually included summer residents and fishermen, so you had a lot of different opinions. I think the vote was something like 390 to 5, because people were so convinced that we need to turn this around when it comes to global warming, renewable energy, the cost of electricity and oil-fired power in this state. People really feel like now is the time. And when you couple that with green jobs, you know, we're in the right place at the right time.
And I would quickly ask as well about the University of Maine impact. We've talked about this research center. They're talking about making $20 million in requested money at this point, not promised money at this point, right?
Not promised. Okay, a lot of arm twisting with the secretary, and we think he looked very favorably on it, okay. But still a request, absolutely.
This could be, to use the phrase again, do you think this could be a game changer for UMO as well?
Oh, absolutely. They've done some great research up there already. We have a lot of good data. Habib Dagger, Dr. Dagger was there with us today and made the presentation. Very good scientific presentation. And the secretary asked a lot of good questions. So we know he was interested, and we think Maine was in the right place of having exactly the right information at the right time.
Well, Congresswoman, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Keep us posted on this as well.
Absolutely.
And we'll be right back.